All right, welcome back everybody to the last case of John Morley. This will be part 2 and probably the ending. So, okay. Windows from the past. The visit from Countess Margaret Fordside was just what John needed. A case with all the right ingredients to stir his detective's instincts. An unsolved murder from 20 years ago, abandoned by the police in their incompetence, and a generous reward waiting at the end. What more could a man want on his first day back? The journey to Bloomsbury Manor passed without incident, though the rough, neglected road, ravaged by years of rain and wind, made for an uncomfortable ride. He arrived under the cover of night. The place was quiet, like the ruins of an old tomb, forgotten and forsaken. Wait a minute. What? I thought I finished all this.
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key.
Alright, so I guess we're doing the ending of this again. Because obviously it didn't save.
Who the bloody hell are you?
This played already, so I guess you guys are going to get a review.
This room looks like it belonged. The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder. It's a damn fine bottle of wine. No one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned, unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening. Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about
So we'll
Walter.
just do this part again and make it a review from yesterday in case you missed it, I guess.
Seems. Elodie remains blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction.
Okay.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
Something made of glass has shattered here.
Oh my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room. A key. Likely the one to Elodie's room. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me? The more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers. A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime. A rag doll, tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. Photograph of Lady Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, it looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. There was a struggle here, clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have unfolded that night, and try to understand precisely what happened.
Oh, that's the first green thing.
A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake. Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair.
Oh.
The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece. On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood. That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie.
Welcome in. Just reviewing yesterday's, it didn't save properly.
The killer fled the scene, but it was already too late. Elodie was already dead. The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule.
The artwork in this game is really good. Like the facial expressions and such. I just pre-ordered Directive 8020, which is the next Dark Pictures game. No release date yet.
One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Lady Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
Yep, now we get to go to the asylum. Okay, the old sanatorium loomed in the distance, silent and solemn, a monument to forgotten suffering. It stood like a sleeping giant, its walls sleeped in the horrors of another age. John knew that crossing its threshold meant stepping into the labyrinth of the human mind, where the madness of some and the cold indifference of others had turned places like this into breeding grounds for nightmares. A creeping unease settled in as he neared the entrance, a whisper of dread curling at the edges of his thoughts, yet he pressed on. He needed answers, and he was certain they lay waiting in the dark.
It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum. But what I found upon arrival was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
Probably both. Oh, I don't have the lantern anymore. Okay. Gilbert, I'm leaving now. I've gathered all my belongings, but I see that yours are still here. I've had to return the key to the front entrance, but the passageway leading to the back courtyard remains. I've covered it up a bit, but I'm sure you'll remember where it is. The kitchen window was broken, and quite frankly, I don't believe anyone will come to mend it. You should be able to get in through there without any trouble. Take care.
So, there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum.
See, it sounds like I have two sets of footsteps. I don't like that. It's creepy. Oh, now I can see. I'm in the grass, but it sounds like a wooden floor. That makes a lot of sense.
Bloody hell, it's pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen. Damn it. The lantern. It's broken.
It wasn't even working
I'll have to
anyway.
manage without it for now.
West wing is locked.
May 1922. This letter was written half a year before Elodie's murder. It's possible she was still a patient here at the time.
Sir, in view of the escalating violent incidents within this institution since the arrival of patient B03, we, the undersigned, feel it is our duty to express the following concerns on behalf of the sanitary support staff. Sanitary? I don't know. Patient B3 requires specialized care and strict oversight, necessitating immediate confinement in the isolation cell. Access to shared or public spaces should be allowed only under the supervision of 2 attendants equipped with tranquilizing injectables. The recent incidents have underscored grave deficiencies in institution security measures, revealing its unpreparedness to house patients with such a high degree of aggression. We strongly urge the hospital administration to implement decisive measures without delay. Should our concerns remain unaddressed, we will be compelled to escalate this matter to the National Asylum Workers Union, which has been made aware of our grievances.
The nurses were genuinely concerned about the aggression of patient B03. Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days.
To all staff and family members of the patients, on the forthcoming Tuesday, the 6th of April, 1932, and as previously announced, the closure of this institution shall take place. Within the span of 1 month, the sanatorium shall be fully closed, and the patients will be transferred to other hospitals in the area according to their individual needs. As for the staff, you may request any outstanding payments and the severance compensation proportional to the time worked at the administration office, which shall remain open for 1 additional week following the closure from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for your convenience. We kindly request that you schedule an appointment. The final working and insurable day shall be Monday, the 4th of April.
The asylum was shut down 10 years ago. Judging by the state it's in, they probably had no choice but to close it due to the building's condition.
The girl? How is the girl?
You mean Miss Lady Fordside? Don't worry, that bloke didn't lay a finger on her. But you took quite a knock. This is going to smart.
Okay. So... Well, can't go in there, can I? And I need a combination for that one. And a key for that one. Okay. Now I can go in.
This file cabinet is now empty. It probably held all the records of the inpatients.
Pursuant to the established protocols and regulations of Westland Asylum, in preparation for the forthcoming annual report to the Board of Trustees, Dr. Leonard Sheridan will retain custody of the patient records for a duration of 5 days. Members of the medical staff requiring access to these records during this interval are advised to direct their inquiries to Dr. Sheridan's office between the hours of 9 and 3.
I need to find Dr. Sheridan's office.
Sheridan's, okay. That's not the way it looks like it's spelled, but okay.
We must formalize the admission of Miss Lady Fordside. I have her file here.
That girl? What do you think of her?
I don't quite know. She seems a good girl. I do hope she recovers soon.
I know what Dr. Mulder thinks of her.
Oh, don't be wicked.
You cannot tell me you haven't noticed. Have you seen the way he looks at her?
Shh, hush now. Someone's coming.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Morley, is that you?
Lady Margaret?
Mr. Morley, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been trying to reach your office, but I couldn't get through to anyone.
It's awfully late at night, Lady Margaret. How on earth did you know I was at Westland Asylum?
Well, I was already in bed, truth be told. but there was something on my mind. A vital detail I'd forgotten to mention. I called your office, searched for you at the mansion, and when I couldn't find you there, I assumed you might be investigating at the asylum.
I see. Very resourceful of you. Now tell me, what is this detail of such importance?
Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot. You see, the truth is, I'm afraid that
Welcome
you're not
back.
alone.
What the devil does that mean? Hello? Lady Margaret?
Oh, door just opens on its own, eh? Guess that's where we're going.
Is someone there?
Can you
Damn it.
shut up,
I've got a
dude?
bad feeling about this.
Okay, so first... Okay. There's supposed to be a letter somewhere. Yeah, I can't see a frickin' thing out here. In the filing box on the desk. Oh, right here. Due to the increasingly precarious state of the electrical network, which, as you all are all aware, is far too aged and no longer fit for safe operation. And given the impending closure of this institution, the administration has no alternative but to suspend all plans for renovation. Accordingly, and in the interest of maintaining minimal functionality, one of the primary safety switches required for the activation of the electric shock therapy room has been installed in isolation cell B4. Effectively, immediately, cell B4 is to be decommissioned as a holding cell and repurposed as maintenance storage room. Okay. B8, huh? There we go.
Internal report. Patient B08, Miss Beatrice Maren, female, 28, reclassified after initial misidentification. Miss Maren presents with severe self-destructive behaviors. She engages in autosarcophagy, self-cannibalism that has markedly compromised her physical integrity, and compulsively ingests her own hair.
Oh, that's really
These
disgusting.
actions, driven by deep psychological torment and overwhelming despair, leave her in a perilously fragile state. As a precaution, she is secured in a straitjacket and confined to an environment entirely devoid of any utensils or objects that might facilitate further self-harm. Her treatment protocol centers on the administration of potent sedatives to alleviate anxiety and curb these impulses, with ongoing monitoring.
Is that it? Okay. Okay.
Internal report. Patient B03, cause of a series of violent incidents. The patient exhibits a disturbing duality. Episodes of unprovoked, nearly superhuman aggression, displaying raw, overwhelming
Welcome in.
force, and subsequent plunges into an eerie, profound apathy. His faculties appear suspended during these lulls, leaving him in a state of unnerving inertia. Due to the unpredictability of his violent outbursts, he remains confined within a reinforced cell. Treatment involves high doses of sedatives, potassium bromide or morphine, and a regimented course of electroconvulsive therapy, alongside stringent restraints, such as an anti-biting mask and, if required, an iron muzzle. Ongoing monitoring is maintained.
Sounds like Hannibal Lecter. Okay.
Internal report. Patient B02. Mr. Norbert Clark, 45, from Sanderson, is a persistent pyromaniac whose actions have repeatedly endangered both property and life. Despite his seemingly frail build, he harbors an alarming compulsion for fire setting, a tendency exacerbated by intermittent episodes of disorganized thought and incoherent speech under duress. His unsettling, fixed gaze suggests the planning of covert schemes, amplifying his threat. To mitigate risk, he is isolated in a secure cell, thoroughly cleared of flammable materials. His management includes a regimented program of sedatives and antipsychotic medications to stabilize his manic and schizoid symptoms, with vigilant oversight maintained.
Okay, that's where we going. The electric chair. Don't think I deserve that, but okay.
This room gives me the shivers.
Okay. Oh, there's a letter to read. Okay. Transfer patient B3. Following several sessions of electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, the patient has shown significant improvement. Previous violent episodes have been entirely eradicated, and the patient now presents with a profound state of apathy, characterized by emotional detachment and a notable lack of response. His interactions are limited to monosyllabic utterances with no signs of aggression or emotional reaction. This behavior may be attributable to the intensification of treatment as well as potential underlying psychological condition that we must continue to investigate. It is anticipated that with continued observation, the patient will gradually regain his ability to communicate and exhibit emotional responses. However, the complexities of the case should be taken into consideration along with the need for potential adjustments to his ongoing treatment. Given the control of the violent tendencies and the stabilization of his condition, it is deemed appropriate to transfer the patient to Area M, a less restrictive environment, though under strict supervision. Close monitoring is recommended to assess any potential changes in behavior, with the possibility of further adjustments to his medication. All right, let's go to the East Wing. Oh, fuck. Nope, I'm going. Goodbye. I'm going.
I need to hide. Quickly.
Yep, we are. We are hiding.
I can't hear it. Could it be gone?
I don't know. Let's go look. Yep, he gone. So let's go. Whoa, running into shit. Alright, back in the light. East Wing. Is it this side? Nope. I'm backwards. Aha, here we are. Matthew Garbry, maintenance.
A cigarette case, with a bit of tobacco still inside. Clean water, an apple, a bit of bread. The food's still fresh. A maintenance uniform, oddly well prepared. Not a speck of dust on it. Looks like someone's been coming through here. Perhaps this is what Lady Margaret meant in her call. Or was she trying to warn me about something else?
I don't know, but we can get out of this dreary area. Okay, so... You stupid thing. I have to get back to where I left off now. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. My notes moved. Huh. Well, I can't get in there yet. Mail's rooms? Oh, there's a padlock. There's another padlock. And another padlock. Okay, don't know what I'm doing with all those. I need to go in his office, but I don't know how to get into it. Is there another door? That's a bathroom.
Here it is. Dr. Sheridan's office. This is where I'll find Elodie and Walter's records.
Okay.
Elodie's record. Patient at the sanatorium.
Reason for admission: Miss Lady Fordside was admitted to the asylum upon directive of her mother. A notable benefactress of this institution, the patient exhibits a persistently low mood, a tendency toward social withdrawal, and recurrently negative thoughts. Okay, don't want to read anymore. It's boring. Next.
Nothing of interest here. Strange. Elodie's record was easy to find, but there's no sign of anything related to Walter Brandon.
First and foremost, I must acknowledge the commendable results you have achieved with your recreational reading therapy. It is evident that the escapism and the avenues offered by literary fiction have contributed significantly to alleviating the anxiety of our patients. Okay, cool. Alright, what else am I supposed to do? Oh.
Wait. No, it can't be. There he is, in the photo. Dr. Sheridan in the center. And right next to him, it's him. The man with the knife. That wild mane, that unkempt beard, it's unmistakable. But what's he doing here? And he's holding a book. What was that noise?
I don't know, but why'd the door open by itself, too? Holy crap. skirt around this, and skirt around this. The books you requested are now available in the archive. You may pick them up at your convenience. 89981. Okay, so now we got to go back downstairs. The hell? Hi. Yeah, good thing I can't go that way. Yet. Is there anything in here? Okay. Guess we go down one more? Yes. Okay, let's go find the archives. I think it's all... Whoa, what's this?
A bloody handprint. Someone injured must have leaned against this wall.
I think the archives are all the way down here. Yup. 89981. The Rorschach test. Okay. And then, let's see. What does this say? Today's code to open the key box. The moth. Which one looks like a moth? Number 4. What was number 4? 00100. Okay. Oh, here's the box. Okay, that's the lift key. Let's go into the lift then. All right. Okay, we gotta go second floor. Can you please focus on 2? Thank you. Art therapy room, alrighty. Oh, something right here. Oh, that's creepy. Okay. Next. Okay.
Patient recording, Lady Fordside, February 3rd, 1922. Daily record number 23. Let us begin. How are you feeling today, Miss Fordside?
I feel well.
Elodie, we have discussed this before. If you do not tell me how you truly feel, we will make no progress.
I feel a little sad, perhaps. I am alone here. I miss my mother and having company. So much time with nothing to do makes me think of things I do not wish to think of.
I see. Listen, Elodie. I believe you are looking at this the wrong way. If, instead of dwelling on what you call dark thoughts, you were to focus on possibilities, your outlook would change entirely. A young, beautiful woman such as yourself
You're creepy,
look to
dude.
the future with excitement. Think of all the
You're probably
adventures that
the
lie
same age
ahead.
as her dad.
Your family, your career as a painter. Perhaps even finding a man.
Oh my god.
A man of good standing. One who could protect you from your demons.
A man?
Tell me, Elodie, is there no man who stirs your heart?
What in God's name do you think you're doing?
Miss Fordside, you may go. We shall continue later.
Very well.
Have you lost your mind? Where is your professionalism?
Do not presume to judge my methods with your oh-so-righteous reading therapy.
Methods? The entire hospital is whispering about you. She is a patient, Dr. Mulder, and she is mentally unwell.
Listen, Ferdinand. Stay out of my affairs, and I shall stay out of yours. Or have you forgotten which one of us is the director of this institution?
Do as you please. But if I ever witness such a scene again, I will not remain silent.
Damn fool.
Okay. To the main corridor. Turn right. This must be the library. Yep. Okay. What is this? Internal note on patient organization and cataloging. I'll let you all read this. Pause. Read it for yourselves. It's too much. It's not really noteworthy for the game anyway. Let's read the other note, though. Oh, there's also this. The myth of psychology. In the shadows of forgotten myths lays the story of Psyche, the soul herself, driven by longing to reunite with her lost love Cupid, also known as Eros, god of love, desire, and irresistible attraction. Her path leads downward, into the depths of the underworld. There, she must retrieve a golden box, said to contain a trace of Persephone's beauty. Persephone, goddess of spring and fertility, and yet also the somber queen of the dead. But Psyche is warned, do not open the box. Still, hope is a dangerous thing. Perhaps she believed that a touch of divine beauty would make her worthy again in Cupid's eyes. Perhaps it was simply curiosity, that old companion of tragedy. She opens the box. But there is no beauty inside, only darkness. A deathly sleep seeps out, wrapping her in silence. Her body falls still, suspended between life and death, and so she enters the hidden kingdom, the realm of madness. Whoa, that's pretty cool. What's this? Marine, finally patient 1365 has returned the book. Every time they borrow it, it takes a month to bring it back. When it's not him, it's that girl. I can't even imagine how many times they've read it. But there are other patients who have also requested it, and I've made the decision to take it off the shelf and place it under the custody of the one who opened the golden box. If anyone asks for it, it will be there. Okay, where is psychology? Health and wellness, adventure fiction, cooking, technology, economics, well, self-help, languages, philosophy, psychiatry, history, science, psychology.
The Adventures of Walter Brandon, the intrepid captain of the Stella Maris, braving the treacherous South Seas. What in the devil does this mean?
Okay, go back down to the cells. Okay, and then where are we going? First floor. Wait, what? This isn't the right way, is it? Wow, was that supposed to be a jump scare? Well, it didn't work. I guess I can't go that way. This is the second floor anyway, so I'm thinking I need to go down one more. Because it says to the cells. The cells aren't up here. Right? Oh wait, maybe they are. Okay. First patient number was this one.
A ship's old helm, tied to the bed, as if it were the quarterdeck of a vessel. That hospital screen is positioned like the sail of a ship.
Key and... Dear Walter, there's something about you that I cannot ignore. A quiet strength, a resolve that feels unshakable. The thought of all you've endured fills me with a kind of admiration I can scarcely put into words. You are unlike anyone I've ever met. And yet, I wonder if you've sensed it too. Those stolen glances, the way time seems to pause when our eyes meet. Perhaps it's nothing, or perhaps it's everything. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the night watchman rarely checks the attic on weekends. Some evenings, during those quiet moments before we are all sent to bed, I like to slip away and wander up there. There's a peculiar stillness in that place, a kind of peace I find nowhere else. Tonight, at 7 sharp, I think I might take one of those little walks. Perhaps I'll find the calm even sweeter. Elodie. Okay. Now we get to go up to the attic. Okay. Let's go back to the elevator. Boy, it's dark up here.
Powerful drugs for depression. Anxiolytics. The girl improved, but it seems the doctors were baffled by her mind. Looks like Elodie found herself a little hideaway to keep practicing her dark craft. Elodie found painting, and with it, a way to spill the shadows that crawled through her mind.
Okay.
a pair of scissors and a comb. Elodie put in real effort to make him fit the mold of her ideal hero. Hair on the chair, strands on the floor. This is where the transformation took place. She remade patient 1365 in the image of her most secret longings. Their secret hideaway. Like two reckless teenagers, they started a romance, hidden from the prying eyes of doctors and nurses. An alarm clock. Most likely, they used it to slip back to the second floor before anyone noticed they were gone. Yet, for a while, they managed to keep their affair in the shadows, far from the eyes of doctors and nurses.
Stupid notes. Okay. Finally, okay. Oh, not that way. I need to go this way. There we go. Okay.
The room has been decorated to resemble some sort of island in the South Seas. Of course, I should have guessed. She pulled him into her world. Elodie created Walter Brandon. A draft letter, scratched out and full of corrections. She goaded him into leaving the sanatorium. That man was desperately ill. But Elodie's selfishness outweighed what little sense she had. She pushed him too far. If I pieced this together correctly, that Walter was never really Walter at all. There was another personality. She called it the Shadow, a dominant, dangerous force that surfaced again and again in his life. The threads are beginning to unravel, but I need to see this through. What truly happened to Walter Brandon?
Dear Elodie, it has been some weeks since you requested a private session. As both your physician and your friend, I find myself troubled, unable to cast aside the thought of the solitude you spoke of those weeks past, solitude of which you have not since uttered a word. These days, burdened as I am with duty, I shall be confined to my office until the late hours of the night. Should you at any moment feel the impulse or the need for company, do not hesitate to visit me. The code to enter my office is 39124.
This letter. At the very least, it's highly inappropriate.
You think? Okay, can I leave now? Hold on, where? Oh, I need this. Okay, we gotta go open this other doctor's office now. 39124.
Patient number 1365 returns after an absence of 4 months. He's in a state of utter disorientation, perspiration pouring off him, and good heavens, there's a severe wound to the skull. His clothes and hands are covered in blood, and it doesn't appear to be his own. He cannot recall his name, nor anything that's happened during these past months. Seems to have found his way back here more by some strange instinct than by memory itself. The personality once known as Walter has vanished entirely, as has the entity we refer to as the Shadow, though given his nature, I cannot say with certainty it isn't still lurking beneath the surface. We have treated cases of dissociative identity before, but never one such as this. His appearance, his voice, even his build and weight change quite drastically. Now he looks frail, gaunt, empty, as though there's nothing inside, as though he were but an empty shell, waiting to be occupied. His condition calls for far stricter supervision. This institution is no longer equipped to care for him. I am ordering his immediate transfer to St. Dymphna Hospital.
St. Dymphna Hospital, which was in
will take him under his care. As
Karen's staircase as well.
Director, I must see this case brought to a decisive close. The blood upon his hands, the emptiness in his eyes, all point to an act of the gravest kind. One his mind appears to have erased entirely. God help us, if the Shadow should ever wake again.
So it seems Walter came back to the sanatorium of his own accord, though he was utterly incapable of recalling what he'd done. They moved him to St. Dymphna's Hospital. Could he still be there after 20 years? What became of him? I'll have to follow this lead.
And this will be our last destination. The missing piece. The visit to an old sanatorium had left more questions than answers. The pieces didn't fit scattered fragments of a puzzle missing its center. That one elusive detail, the thread that could unravel everything, remained just out of reach. Perhaps the modern hospital held the final clue, the last chance to shed light on the mystery still shrouding the death of Lady Fordside.
That man returned to the new sanatorium, remembering practically nothing. Maybe it was the wound Lady Margaret left him. Or maybe his mind shattered and never came back after what happened that night. As for me, I was hired to find the one who killed Lady Fordside, and my intuition told me they were still there, in the depths of St. Dymphna. I sensed that the end of the road was waiting for me in that place.
Okay, now we're in here. Okay. Is there a note somewhere? Yeah. Annette, I've stored the copy of the dispensary keys you requested in the storage room file cabinet. Liza. Okay. Okay. Oh. Is the key for this door?
The night shift nurses are behind this door. I need to find another way into the hallway to the rooms.
This door? Yeah. Okay.
John Morley and the case of the red shoes. What the devil does this mean? Lady Margaret.
And this is the ending of the game.
That fateful night, I was startled by the noise. Those wretched cries of agony from dear Elodie. I rushed to her chambers, and there you stood, stained with the blood of the one soul I cherished above all others in this world. The housekeeper had warned me, but I turned a deaf ear. Elodie was finally happy, even amidst your incessant bouts of volatility. Yet, with the passage of time, your demeanor darkened.
See,
More and more
I
frequently,
wasn't John Morley.
that sinister presence
I
lurking
was
within
the
you
other
began to
person,
surface,
the actual killer.
each appearance more violent than the last. Elodie no longer gazed upon you with the starry-eyed affection of a smitten young woman. The atmosphere in this house grew suffocating, fraught with an unbearable tension. That very afternoon I spoke with her. She had resolved to end your engagement. You seemed, or so I dared hope, to have accepted it with grace. But that night, that very night, you ended her life in the most savage manner imaginable. I threw myself upon Elodie, desperate to save her. But alas, it was far too late. Months later, I learned you had returned voluntarily to the sanatorium. I sought answers and immersed myself in understanding the afflictions that plagued you. Dissociative identity disorder, they called it.
DID.
A condition in which one might host multiple identities, each vying for dominion over the body. But the man confined in that bleak institution was not the shadow, not the fiend who had stolen my daughter. No, he was but the shell, the hapless vessel. And I yearned to find the true culprit, not the facade, the murderer himself. Thus I devised my plan. I came to visit you, and just as Elodie had done, I crafted a new role for you, a new identity to inhabit. I brought books, personal artifacts, penned letters as Penny. I leased an office and prepared every detail meticulously, down to the smallest thread, for your return as John Morley. Everything had to be flawless. And why, you may ask? To make you remember, to awaken the shadow, to summon forth the murderer from the abyss of your fractured mind. John Morley is a good man. Walter Brandon was a spirited young sailor, brimming with love for Elodie. But the shadow, The shadow was a merciless, unrepentant killer. I wanted to destroy the murderer who had stolen my daughter. But I could never bring myself to harm an innocent man. My obsession, my singular purpose, was to awaken the shadow.
And here I am. And now I'm dead. And there you go, the last case of John Morley. Let me know what y'all thought of it. So that's it for this week. My name's Sirius Graves. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends to do the same, and I'll see you on Monday with a new game. Have a good weekend, y'all, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.